I'm Michael Bugeja, Distinguished Professor of Liberal Arts and Sciences at Iowa State University of Science and Technology. And this is a summary of my text, Living Media Ethics, and also for my media ethics classes at the Greenlee School, Iowa State University. The summary is about empowerment, and the word empower in English is a contronym, which means a phrase or word with two opposite meanings. For instance, when you use the word empower, it could mean relinquish power. I empowered my agent to make the deal for me. Or it can mean gathering or accessing your own power. Wealth empowered him to lead a comfortable life. In this summary, we're going to talk about empowerment and equity. When you discuss equity, or the same reimbursement, the same treatment at the workplace for all genders, races, creeds, and so forth, you are talking about empowerment at the workplace. When we discuss power, though, it's important to recognize that power is not a value. It is the force that we exert to express our values and the confidence we gain because of those values. We will look at four components of empowerment: meaning, competence, self-determination, and impact. We also will look at YouTube videos that reinforce concepts, in this case, empowering employees. To do that, I ask my students and readers to consider their own power bases. They could be affluent, they could have life experience. There are too many variables in our lives, but it's important to know your own power bases, how, when, and whether you should use them. As an example of this, I usually look at the typical power bases of a journalism professor. Good education, professional experience, knows how to use technology, knows how to influence audiences, can be a person who publishes content and has a following, could be a person who belongs to powerful associations, is employed, has a decent wage, has tenure, so his job or her job is not easily lost or jeopardized, can exert authority over children, partners, and students and staff. The potential for abuse, of course, is great with all those power bases. You could take advantage of less educated people. You can approach all of your contacts cynically, as if you are superior to them, take advantage of your privilege, prevent hiring, use technology to ridicule, intimidate students, and so on. But when you practice restraint, you get a power base that is perhaps more empowering than anything else, and that is credibility. So if you use your power bases wisely and with discretion, you end up with good reputation. Of course, when we consider empowerment, we have to consider sexual harassment at the workplace. And we'll show videos about that in my classes. Unfortunately, across the professions, harassment of female journalists is among the highest statistically. And we'll cover that and how female journalists, women in journalism, can use their own empowerment to prevent such harassment. There is also harassment on internships and first jobs. We have to alert our students to that. I have written an important article published in the department chair concerning internships and harassments and avenues of redress between Titles 7 and 9, and I recommend that all of my students and readers access that link. And finally, we take a look at profiles of empowerment. For instance, Joan of Arc, a person who didn't have status. Her sex was against her in the society in which she lived, in which women and girls were treated so unfairly, and yet she empowered herself. Um, Historically, one of the most empowered women in Occidental culture. We'll look at other heroes of empowerment. Crispus Attucks, an unarmed black protester and first American killed in the Revolutionary War. Again, we'll read a little bit from Anne Frank's diary. We'll look a little bit more at Sophie Scholl. We'll look at Rosa Parks, and of course, Malala and other heroines and heroes of empowerment. Thank you.